When did I realize I married the wrong sibling? 2 a.m. on a Tuesday. My 4-year-old daughter woke up screaming, not normal crying, the kind of scream that makes your blood turn cold. I ran to her room. She was burning up. The thermometer read 104.3. I shook my wife awake and said, "We need to go to the ER right now. Something is really wrong." She rolled over, pulled the blanket over her head and mumbled, "Can't you just handle it? Give her some Tylenol or something." I'm exhausted. I went back to my daughter. She wasn't responding. Her eyes were half open, but she wasn't seeing me. She didn't react when I said her name. That's when the panic hit. I called 911. The operator told me to stay calm. The ambulance was 8 minutes out. While waiting, I did something I had never done before. I called my wife's twin sister. She lived 15 minutes away across town. She answered on the first ring fully awake. I barely got the words out before she cut me off and said, "I'm getting in the car right now. I'm on my way. Don't hang up. Stay with me." The sirens arrived. My wife finally got out of bed, not to help, not to grab our daughter's stuffed animal. She peeked through the curtains and complained about the flashing lights waking the neighbors. What are they going to think? The Johnsons are probably watching. I was standing there holding our limp child wrapped in a blanket. She was worried about the neighbors. At the hospital, her sister arrived still wearing Mickey Mouse pajamas and fuzzy slippers. She must have driven 80 in a 45. My wife rode in the ambulance with us but spent the entire ride texting. When I asked who was so important at 2:30 in the morning, she didn't even look up. My group chat. They're worried about me. This is really stressful. At the ER, my wife found a chair in the corner and scrolled through Instagram, sighing loudly like this was an inconvenience. Nurses were hooking our daughter up to IVS and heart monitors. Her sister stood next to me, one hand on my shoulder, asking the doctors questions I couldn't even process. What's her oxygen level? Has this happened before? What are we watching for? She wrote everything down because my hands were shaking too badly to hold a pen. When they asked about allergies, my mind went completely blank. Her sister answered immediately. She's allergic to amoxicillin. She broke out in hives when she was 2. I had forgotten. Around 5 in the morning, the doctor said they wanted to keep her overnight. Possible febrile seizure. They needed to monitor her for at least 24 hours. My wife stood up, grabbed her purse and said, "I have a spa appointment at 10. I prepaid $200. They don't do refunds." Then she left. Walked out of the ER without kissing our daughter goodbye. Without asking if I needed anything. Without asking if I'd eaten. Her sister stayed. All night and into the next day. She bought me terrible vending machine coffee at 4 in the morning, helped me fill out insurance paperwork when my brain couldn't remember our address, called my boss at 7 to explain I wouldn't be in. She did everything a wife is supposed to do. When my daughter finally woke up the next afternoon confused and groggy wires still taped to her arm, the first thing she whispered was, "Where's mommy?" Her aunt didn't hesitate. She climbed into the narrow hospital bed careful not to disturb the IV and held her. She whispered that mommy had to take care of something important, but auntie and daddy were here and we weren't leaving. My wife finally showed up at noon holding a large caramel macchiato just for herself. She glanced at our daughter, said, "Oh good, she's awake," then complained about her ruined manicure. Her sister's hands were torn up from sitting there all night. My wife's nails were perfect. That's when I asked for the chart. The primary emergency contact wasn't my wife. It never had been. It was her sister. Listed since the day our daughter was born. Then the nurse said something that destroyed me. This isn't the first time she brought her in like this. I checked my phone later. Years of unanswered messages from her sister asking about fevers, medications, and follow-ups. Then I found a draft message from my wife. "If anything happens, call my sister. I can't do hospitals." That night wasn't the first time my daughter almost died, it was the third. And every time the same woman showed up. I filed for divorce 6 weeks later. Best decision I ever made. The person who shows up when everything collapses is the one who matters. And she was never the one wearing the ring.